This is Remix Report with your hosts, DJ JD and DJ J Spring.
Today's video brought to you by YourDJDrops.com, the nation's hottest DJ drops.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Remix Report episode 211. I'm DJ JD.
I'm DJ J Spring. Today is Playlist Wednesday. Usually we talk about a particular song and how we fit it into our club sets, but this is the other thing that we don't do as much. Sometimes we'll actually break down a genre, give you our actual playlist of that genre and what's working really well for us. And today we're going to talk about some current house bangers.
Yes, these are dope house tracks that we've been working into our sets.
These are meant for bottle service clubs, obviously.
Yeah. Or a more house environment.
Yes.
Definitely not your top 40 club necessarily. There's some on here that are definite like true hits and some that are definitely a little deeper into the house genre that work really good for those house heavy crowds. So.
And we kind of broke this down like we were talking before this, how radio charts, they have what's their top 40 in their playlist right now, and then they also have recurrent stuff that's a little older but that still is getting requests. I would say right now like a recurrent song might be Give Me Everything Tonight by Pitbull, or even Dynamite. Those songs, I don't even know if they're on the charts top 40 anymore. I don't think they are, but people are obviously still playing them. We didn't really get into the recurrent stuff here. I mean, we all still play Barbra Streisand, Stereo Love, what other one? We Don't Speak Americano. Those are all stuff that still works really well, but we're getting into pretty much stuff from like the last 6 or 7 months, I would say, here. So
yep.
We started off, we kind of broke it down into the top 5 that really work.
Are working
well.
really good right now, yeah.
So
I'd
I'll
say
let you...
definitely first is Levels by Avicii. I mean, Avicii is just blowing up right now. He seems like he's the new Tiesto. Like, people just come up to me and they're like, can you play some Avicii? Like they used to say with Tiesto. Just play me some Tiesto. And you're like, what song? I don't care, just some Tiesto. And that's exactly what Avicii is becoming, it seems
And he's 21, right?
He's 20.
It's so crazy.
Ridiculous. He's going to be at Shrine in a week and a half.
I mean,
again, it's going to be dope.
He's accomplished what every DJ, not even in their wildest dreams, can ever dream of accomplishing. I don't think even... Most DJs don't say, I'm going to be the next Tiesto. I mean, most DJs are cool with being, like, the best in... I'd say the best. Probably, most DJs are okay with being the top 20 in the country. You're like, I want to get big where I can go to different clubs and just... Some people know who I am, that's cool. But he's, like, reached top 5 status, almost. I mean...
It's crazy. Really crazy how quick that has happened. He's got really good management, obviously, who's really pushing him in the right direction.
And he's from Sweden too, which also helps, as you guys know. Next one is Save the World by Swedish House Mafia. I've been playing the cassette remix a lot. I think you have too.
Yep, helps to be from Sweden, once again.
Then Turbulence still gets a really good reaction. Which is
of Turbulence. I played the Kickstarts remix, which we talked about a while back.
I was playing Sidney Sampson
I played
for
that
a while too. You know what though? Like, I've actually come full circle back to the original lately. I like, there's something about the original that won my heart back.
Also, Awooga, Calvin Harris. Calvin Harris has a lot of big tracks out right now.
Those drums sound so dope. Whatever effect they used on those, I don't know if it's an effect or a sound that they added to the drums, but they sound so good, and it has that little catchy breakdown part, kind of like how Levels does, except the difference is that Levels is probably the catchiest song ever made. Number 5, I think we said, in our unofficial countdown, was probably Beautiful People by Benassi. I get a lot of requests for that. That's probably not as hard house as the other ones, not as hardcore, I would say, but for bottle service clubs, this is what people want to hear. A lot of requests for it.
Definitely.
So after this is kind of stuff that it might not be as popular, but this is stuff that we still get requests for every so often. Even if we don't get requests, still
works.
It in there.
Definitely works in the club. So another Benny Benassi one, Cinema. The Skrillex remix is one that a lot of people have been playing.
I think Laidback Luke remix is dope too. Both of those.
Flash by Green Velvet, the Nicky Romero remix.
Nicky Romero's been doing a lot of dope stuff lately. I think we talked about him a couple weeks ago.
We did. That one's definitely... That one gets a really good reaction. Really drum heavy. Definitely sick. Feel It by Ferry Corsten is really super epic. Kind of trancey. see, No Beef, Afrojack, Steve Aoki, and Miss Palmer.
They actually just added the vocals to that recently. I think that song, it was number 1 on Beatport for a little while. So that song I think is still on its way up.
Yeah, definitely the vocal version is definitely...
I mean, Afrojack and Aoki together, obviously, it's going to get some notice.
Yeah, it can't hurt. 2 Calvin Harris tracks here, Bounce and Feel So Good.
Been hearing a lot, as you guys all have. I mean, if you go on Facebook and you have a lot of friends that are into house music, you see all their posts, and it's all Avicii and Calvin Harris nowadays, I think. So they're both killing it.
Good run. Let's see, next is Pressure, the Alesso remix. That's by Alex Kenji, Starkillers, and Nadia Ali. That one, dope breakdown, and gets a really, really good reaction from me.
Next is Coming Home by, well, I guess they say it's by Diddy, but it's really the Dirty South remix. I don't even know. Diddy's on it. What does he say? He says, "Let's go" or something.
Yeah.
So that's Diddy's contribution to the remix. You have to play this on a big system, otherwise the song just doesn't work at all.
Some with lots of bass.
Because it sounds, if you play it on like any other system, it just sounds like so empty, and it just doesn't hit. It doesn't have that same effect if it doesn't hit hard. This song needs to hit hard.
Yeah, and that's really, with all house music, I think that's why some of it just hasn't been accepted as much, because it's heard on really crappy systems.
Yeah, but stuff like the vocal stuff, like Levels and Save the World, you could play, if you play that on a shitty, you can still get the gist of the song, but the whole thing about Coming Home is when it hits.
Yeah.
Because there's no dope breakdown. I mean, there's no dope, like just synth part or anything to it.
No,
it's
just the...
when it hits, so you need to have that part. The Island by Pendulum. There's the remix by Steve Angello, Antoine, and Max Vangelli. That song's a little bit older. I think it came out the end of last year.
Yeah, still definitely gets a really good reaction though. Yeah. Sick build up and
that seems to be like the format with a lot of these house songs now. It has that. I mean, this song is known more for the synth part with the "What Are You Waiting For" lyrics.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Levels is known for that little part, and same thing with well, Awooga, people know it for the heavy drums too, but that little breakdown part without the drums is very recognizable too. So that seems to be a little theme. Like if you heard Dada Life's new song, and also the new song "The Calling" by, I believe it's by Sebastian and Grosso.
Yep.
Those two songs kind of follow that format too. So we're hearing a lot of that lately now too.
Definitely. Last but not least is Mr. Saxobeat, Alexandra Stan, and that really is set to be. I
think DJ
Scene, Love.
Yeah, DJ Scene said that it's going to be the next. I don't know if he was
definitely
joking
has
or
that,
serious.
No, it definitely has that feeling. I mean, even Americano, like that kind of just fun, summery feeling.
I got a pretty good reaction last night at Shrine when I played that.
Sometimes it gets an alright reaction for me. It hasn't really gotten the reaction I've expected from it yet, but I think it's still on the way up.
I actually like the Jay Villa remix.
Yeah,
of that. I've been playing that.
That's one I usually play too. Definitely sick.
So let us know what stuff you guys are playing for your top house set, newer stuff. Obviously, we mentioned all the old ones like Stereo Love, Streisand, and even Bromance and Dirty Talk. Those are all songs that we all play, but in terms of newer stuff, we want to know what you guys are playing.
Definitely, so leave a comment down there.
Or email us, remixreport@gmail.com.
Remixreport.com